Hi everyone and welcome along. Today we are starting some seasonal painting because of course this time of year we've got autumn and we've also got Halloween, two really inspiring topics to cover when we're doing painting. So we're going to do a very sweet little sort of moon and haunted house. I went to watch Practical Magic for the first time the other day, the amazing witchy film with Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman, and I loved their house so much. So I was kind of inspired to create a sweet little Halloween moon, which would just be really perfect for little cards, journaling, little designs like that. Doesn't take long. You could use this design to replicate loads of different kind of silhouetted Halloween things on top. So grab your paints and let's get started. I've begun by drawing a circle. I used a compass, but you can just draw around something round, and we are going to begin with a wash of light, sort of yellowy golden colours. I've started with Hansa Yellow Medium, and we're going to create a wonderful sort of glowing golden moon, nice and atmospheric, and also is going to create the real glow of colour in this piece. And I think Halloween it's funny, it's something I did not really do much of growing up. It wasn't a big deal in our household. So I'm just using some yellow ochre to create some sort of moon textures there, and now some permanent orange. And then I sort of, as I got older, the fun of the sort of the craft and the creativity of it really showed me how I could enjoy Halloween. And so, yeah, this time of year, whether you're into it or not, I think what it does give you is lots of opportunities for fun little craft projects, just like this one. So we're going to let this dry, and then once we've got that, we're going to wake up the really, really dark colours in our palette, the blacks and the Paynes Greys. I have ivory black, and I find that if I add a little bit of Paynes Grey into my ivory black mix, it makes it even darker. So that's a handy little tip, and one that we explore in my new book actually. The whole sort of when to use black in watercolour is quite an interesting thought. So anyway, I'm getting that nicely mixed up, nice and concentrated, whilst we let our moon dry 100%. I've let that dry 100%, so it's completely bone dry, and now I'm going to take a pencil and I'm just going to draw in a little helpful pencil guide for a little hill there, and then I'm going to put a haunted house. And I like to draw them quite sort of Tim Burton-esque, where everything's a little bit sort of warped, so the way the house is tapering out there. And I'm going to do just a little one. It's not going to be massive. And then we'll do maybe an extra little piece like that. And I think it would be fun to have a sort of weather vane with maybe some kind of a little bat or a cat on top. But essentially what I want to do is paint in a silhouette of this house. But whilst I do that, I will make sure that I've got nice little windows not painted in, which means we create a silhouette. Now, we did do a haunted house on YouTube a few years ago with a bit sort of a slightly larger one, and we used the same technique, and we just used a sort of a wash of a glow in behind. And this is just another fun way of revisiting these fun little Halloween craft projects. So I'm just using a size 0 brush, and that gives me good detail for that. Now you could do the next bit with a fine line pen, but I've just got a 4/10 brush here and a slightly more sort of concentrated bit of paint. And I'm going to first do the weather vane. And with these pieces, it's all about taking a bit of time over the fun details. I might do a little witch's hat on the top of it. I went to watch Practical Magic for the first time the other day. The film with Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman from '98. Oh, it was so fun. I really, really enjoyed it, and I can't believe I've never seen it before. So anyway, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my little brush to add in fun little sort of window panes and sort of, I don't know, like little bits of, I guess, lead on the glass to make for a fun design. And you can see there are some places where the glow of the moon has not sort of come across where the windows are on the house, and that's absolutely fine, because you do find that you don't even really notice, especially when you put these glowing bits in. I'm trying to just make the windows a bit more interesting than just plain sort of crisscross things. And then this is the door, really, so this is a little bit stylized as well. I'm also adding in a little fence, and I'm just sort of weaving it over, and then it sort of disappears down into the hill there, and then just add a few little uprights. And then I think just to finish off, let's put a little bat in, and I think it's just quite nice to balance it. So I do a little sort of central shape for the body, and then I think painting bats is a bit like painting holly leaves. You're just never quite sure of how many extra little spikes you need to add. In fact, yeah, this feels very like painting a holly leaf. Up it comes, over the top, down, and another. And I'll do one slightly smaller one. And that gives you a very cute little witch's house on Halloween. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget we've got so many themed tutorials for around this time of year. Whether you love autumn or Halloween, or you love both, just head to our playlists and you'll find all sorts of exciting inspiration there. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!